Have you been searching for a game that could take you into faraway galaxies, unknown star systems, and a fully immersive role-playing community? An open-world space game where you can pilot ships the size of cities or become the dread pirate Roberts, but the space version. Friends and fellow gamers, my name is Roger, and today we'll be exploring EVE Online. But first, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. I've got new content coming out several times per week. Okay, let's begin. What is EVE Online? EVE Online is an MMORPG in every sense of its meaning. Released in 2003, it's a persistent world with mining, piracy, manufacturing, trading, exploration and combat, and so much more. It has a PvE and PvP and contains over 8,000 star systems that can be visited by players. I personally started playing in 2006 and have had ups and downs, but something always drags me back to EVE Online. And to make a long story short, it does so many things so well that no game in existence so far can stand up to it. Is it true that you can't get out of your ship? Well, yes, currently that is the case, but I have to tell you in response that when would you have the time to? Let me explain. EVE Online is a titan of industry and a total player-driven economy. The players mine materials and in many different kinds of ships. The players research recipes. Players can manufacture ships, sell ships on an open marketplace, and can haul their goods across New Eden to sell anywhere they want based on their comfort level versus reward risk factor. It is true that anyone could shoot you at any time. The answer is yes, but it's with shades of gray. There are a few different kinds of space. There's high sec, which is space rated from 0.5 to 1 standing, and in high sec it's patrolled by Concord, regarded as the police of EVE Online. Then you have low sec, which is security status 0.4 and lower, which is not patrolled by Concord and is more lawless. You will want at some point to experience low sec, but it is far from mandatory. In all the years of playing EVE Online, I have been killed 3 times, and it was always my fault. The first time I was in a tier 1 cruiser ratting NPC pirates, and another player caught me and blew me up. He was a few years ahead of me in skills and flying a much bigger ship. The second time I was traveling a long distance and warped into a huge battle on accident, where I was basically targeted and killed because they were at war, killing every ship that came through the area. Actually, they felt bad and bought me a new ship, so I don't even know if I should count that one. And the third time, I was asking for help in local chat on a mission. Well, I can tell you how that ended, but I think you can guess. Regardless, mostly my fault. I'd be lying to you if I said there wasn't a serious learning curve in EVE Online. However, let's ask ourselves why we are playing these games. Is it to beat the game in a few days? Or is it to have a continued gameplay that doesn't get old? I can tell you that you can play EVE Online every day for 6 months and not encounter the entire game, not learning everything the game offers. You will be experienced, but not the best. And due to the player-driven corporations, low sec, null sec, wormhole space is forever changing and can be totally different from one day to the next. Okay, let's discuss agents. Agents are NPCs spread all across New Eden that give you missions and rewards. There are many missions of every type of gameplay that can be found in EVE Online and very easily via the Agency tab available to all pilots. As an example, you will start out by doing level 1 missions and start building status points with that agent's faction. Once you gain enough status with that agent's faction, you can then find a level 2 mission somewhere and continue building your status with that faction until they allow you to do all levels of their missions. And it's not just blowing stuff up missions, there are missions for everything like mining, industry, security, distribution, R&D, and locator agents. So you're asking me about role-playing. Is there an active role-playing community? Well, let's take a moment to answer this. In EVE Online, there are so many factions I cannot list them all, and most have a grudge against someone. Also, there are 4 main races: the Yamar, Galante, Minmatar, and Caldari. Each race has its own areas of space, their own ships, and their own ideals. There are more opportunities to roleplay in EVE Online because of these mentioned factions than you can shake a stick at. Honestly, the possibilities are endless, and I have seen corporations dedicated to role-playing. Which brings me to corporations. These are the guilds and clans of EVE Online. Some corporations exist strictly in high-sec, but many sole purpose is to have their own footprint in low-sec, and is completely regulated by their player base and how skilled they are at defending their areas in space, including nullsec and wormholes. There are entire space communities built by players with Titan ships floating in deep space, planning their next move or reinforcing their position to secure their corporation's survival. That being said, you can easily play for years and never have to PvP on any kind of scale, except to perhaps defend yourself until the police arrive every few years or so. Okay, let's talk about solo play. EVE Online is very solo friendly, not to take away how epic it is to team up with corporate mates or real life friends. There are thousands of hours of solo play at your fingertips. Granted, doing all solo will take longer and make you train different skills than you thought ever existed, but in the end it's all fun and good. When I first started playing EVE, I just wanted to mine ore in an asteroid field and sell it. But after I trained all those skills, I quickly realized blowing stuff up was fun too. But then sometime later I wanted to make my own ship, and in order to do that I had a whole different set of skills entirely I had to learn. But what I had going for me is I was able to get my own ore, which was greatly reducing my costs. However, if you don't care even a little bit about crafting, that's okay. You can easily make ISK, which is the in-game currency, by running around murdering NPCs all day, or by exploration. Each field has its own lucrative ways of making ISK. Learning your favorite ways is an adventure in itself. One of my favorite things about EVE is that you never locked in on what you can do. Let's say you wake up one day and you fit a ship with the express purpose of spying on another corporation, to sell information to their enemy perhaps. First, you will need to find what system that corp operates out of. Maybe you need to make some allies in their corp to find and get some information. That's all going to take some time. If you decide to venture into their space, you're going to have to learn how to survive. Will you use a cloaking device? Or will you moonlight as a miner who just wants to join the corp? So you fit your ship with target jammers and a cloaking device and electronic warfare modules. You set out and realize you've made some contacts, perhaps learned some different stuff, possible allies, and the best routes to take to get around their area. It's never-ending plethora of gathering intel. There are so many ways to play the game because of the in-game politics, and it doesn't matter if you're a PvPer or a PvE master. The question isn't really, is EVE Online good or playable in 2021? The question is, why haven't you started yet? EVE Online is one of the best MMOs ever made, and it will continue to live on for a very long time. It is a titan of the genre, has been around for years, and will continue to be around for many more. EVE is a game you can fully immerse yourself in, and a community that really cares about the game. It's one of my all-time favorite MMORPGs and is absolutely worth diving into in 2021. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you decide to give EVE Online a go. And drop a like to the video, sub the channel, and ring the bell for more MMO content. A huge thank you to all my subscribers who help make these videos happen. I appreciate you being here. My name is Roger, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Take care, everyone.